Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're fine. Where am I looking? Where am I supposed to look? All right, I'm supposed to look here. So the mobile has been inverted, and here. Hi, I'm here. I'm here. Right. So we are going to read the book Happiness in Your Skin. That's what we're reading right now. And I'm sorry, I'm looking on that side of the camera where there's no camera there. It is so stupid to look at that side. The camera is here. Hi. So we're reading the book Happiness in Your Skin, and we have been talking about it. The last we spoke about was mental health, and today we're going to talk about emotional health. Why? I mean, largely health is what we're saying is a source of happiness. Health is a source of happiness, as we know this year. 10 million, no, about a million people around the world have died from the virus. About a million people have died from the virus, and that's a lot of people. And considering that those people have died is still alive, there's a reason to be happy. Although this year has confined me to home, which has never happened ever before in my life, and it's been really difficult. And But I've been alive, so thankfully, health is one of the reasons to be happy. It's one of the sources of happiness. So you should do whatever to keep yourself in good shape, physically, mentally, and emotionally. We spoke about physical and mental health in the last two videos. In this video, we're talking about emotional health. So let's start with this. I think a man is a bundle of emotions. That's a line I've used quite often in my life, even when I'm talking to people. Man is a bundle of emotions. Man is a bundle of emotions. Right? So, man is a bundle of emotion. I don't know if our emotions reside in our hearts or our minds, but they are visceral. We feel them. Like you feel your emotions, whatever you feel. I mean, everything that you really do in this life is to feel good, right? So whatever you do really do in this life is to really feel good. So we are all a bundle of emotions. Like you are listening to this video right now, you are also a bundle of emotions. I mean, either you feeling happy, either you're feeling sad, either you feeling confused. There is clearly something you're feeling: sad, happy, whatever. Everything that you feel makes you feel how you feel right now. Okay, that line doesn't make much sense, but how you feel is the most important thing about your life at any point in time, right? So you are a bundle of emotions, and either one or two of the emotions are prevalent in your life at any point. Our emotional state affects everything. It affects how we feel in our mind and body. Do our actions create our emotions? Do our emotions create actions? That's quite a chicken and egg problem. So do our actions create our emotions, or do our emotions create our actions? Uh, Tony Robbins said that motion creates emotion. So when you take action, motion creates emotion, which means when you take action, the emotion is created. So Tony Robbins is one of the most foremost authorities on self-improvement, argues that it is motion that is the action which creates an emotion. It implies that what we do determines how we feel. What we do determines how we feel. For example, if you're feeling lousy, go for a run. Like, so you're feeling lousy, and that's an emotion. And but if you take another action, right? If you go for a run, then the action will create an alternate emotion, which is activeness, right? You'll feel active after a run. So no matter how lousy you feel before you head for the run, if you take an alternate action, which is a powerful action, like going for a workout, you'll feel healthier at the end of that action. You'll feel healthier, you'll feel more active, and happier, right? So motion creates emotion. That's a very powerful way to look at emotion. It implies that what we do determines how we feel. Action or the lack of it creates a positive or a negative emotion, respectively. That is, how you feel is the outcome of your physical state. You can choose how you feel at. Hey, so there was some lag in the video, so apologies about that. So we are back, and we are talking about motion creating emotion, right? So we're talking about motion creating emotion, and if you're feeling low, it means you are not taking the action that could produce a change in your emotional state. If you're feeling low, that means you're not taking actions that could produce a change in your emotional state. So if you're feeling low, that means you need to act. You can't. All right. So basically, this is the thing that we're saying here is that you will not feel better until unless you take the action you're supposed to take. So you'll only feel better once you take the action you're supposed to take. So in case you're feeling lousy, you need to go for a run to feel better, not the other way around. You'll not feel like going for a run and then you go for a run. You'll go for a run and then you'll feel better. You will work on your preparation for exam, and you'll feel better and you'll feel better prepared. So action is what creates the emotion, not the other way around. However, sometimes our emotions take charge of us and it becomes extremely difficult to come out as a negative emotional state. For example, picture someone who just had a breakup. Yeah. First breakups are heartbreaking for most people. They're not accustomed to something like that happening to them. Like after the first breakup, I guess people get used to breakups. So they're shocked that someone they loved left them or had to leave them for whatsoever reasons. They feel low, sad, devastated, and finished, or a combination of some of these words. For a person going through a situation like this, things like getting onto Tinder to find the next partner. This video is not being sponsored by Tinder. To find the next partner may not be the immediate step to take, as they're not in the right frame of mind. So it takes time. Sometimes time heals pains which immediate action cannot heal. We're not supermen or superwomen, as some of our self improvement gurus would want you to believe. There are certain pains, like the death of a loved one, which creates indelible marks in our memory. All right, so it's important that we need to understand that we are human beings. Um, Although action does create emotion, but there are times where emotion overpowers us. When, for example, when we lose someone we love, or they die, it is very difficult to control ourselves. It's very difficult to control our tears. It's very difficult to control our emotional state. Um, so we break down, and it takes time to recover from that breakdown. I think that's just part of being human. Sometimes life becomes so powerful that you're given for a certain period of time, and you need to get out of it eventually. In most cases, like a bad day, emotion does create emotion. So what we're saying is, although there are exceptionally painful situations where emotions do take over us, in most cases emotion does create emotion. Emotion does create emotion, yeah. Contrarily, lack of motion also creates an emotion, but it's not the intended one. The lack of motion creates laziness. Lack of motion creates failure, defeat. If you have a bad appraisal at work on a Friday and you stay in bed cursing yourself the entire weekend, it will create the emotion called frustration. Since emotions are infectious, you may also end up fighting with your parents or your partner. Our state of mind impacts everyone around us. Our state of mind impacts everyone around us. So therefore, your emotions are infectious. You're either carrying happiness or you're carrying sadness, and you're infecting others with them. Our emotions, our state of mind impacts everyone around us, and it's important that what we do, whatever it takes at our end, to ensure that negative emotions don't become a reason for someone else's negative emotions. You carry your emotions to work, you carry your emotions to the street, you carry your emotions everywhere. Be cautious of what you carry. Be cautious of what you carry, because what you carry infect other people. So in that sense, emotions are like the virus we're facing right now, the coronavirus. It's just that coronavirus, people get tested, and they figure out that they have the virus, but no, whatever emotions you're carrying, you actually end up infecting others with those emotions. I'm a stand-up comedian. Well, I haven't been a stand-up comedian this year, so it's fine. But you can Google. I've been a stand-up comedian in the past 2 years. There are days when I feel horrible before hitting the stage because I've had a bad day. When that happens, I prefer to cancel the gig if it doesn't lead to big financial consequences. In my experience, if I do a physically grueling activity, it gets difficult to stay in low emotional state for a long time. So that's why my go-to activity when I feel really low has been running, especially this year when the gyms were closed. I mean, so when the gym was open, I loved the gym. I started gymming in the last 2 years only, but for me, the go-to activity has been doing a intensely physical workout, intense workout. Because when I do that, I feel better. I feel like I can really fight life no matter what comes. I recommend that you do any of the below activities to start you up every time you're feeling in low emotion state. Go for a run. It could be different for you, but it could be one of these. Go for a run. Take a walk. hit the gym, turn on the music and dance. In case that's something you like, in case you like dancing, just close the room, turn on the music and dance. Go to a quiet room alone and laugh. Go for a swim, get a spa, or maybe just sit in a room, take a candle and look at the candle. I mean, it's just beautiful to look at the candle flame. I've done this at some point in my life. I would sit in a quiet, dark room with a candle and I would look at the candle flame. It makes you feel better and it relaxes you. Do that. It's not a freak activity to do. You realize that most of these activities are a manifestation of emotion creating many most of these activities are a manifestation of motion creating emotion. Maybe go for a spa if you haven't been to one in a while. I've observed if I go for a run or hit the gym, I can't feel low after that, like which I just said. Every time you do a physical activity, the body releases dopamine, among other chemicals like serotonin and endorphins, which make you feel better, right? Now another important part of emotional health is to watch the words that you say. Like you gotta watch the words that you say, because the words that you say affect your emotional state, right? So I need you to watch your words. A lot of people, for example, in the society that we live in right now, a lot of people use the word depression very very carelessly. I mean, they might be feeling low, they might be feeling sad, they might be feeling blah, right? But when that happens, they just happen to use the word depression. Now, the problem with using the word depression is a genuine disease. It is every time you say depression, it means clinical depression. Clinical depression means when your mind is absolutely out of your control and you need to be put on medication. That's when you're depressed. Otherwise, you're not depressed. When you're sad, you're not depressed. When you're in a bad mood, you're not depressed. You're depressed when you're clinically depressed, which means your mind is absolutely beyond your control and you can't control your emotional state. And somebody has to really take you to a doctor. That's when you're depressed. You're not depressed all the time, right? So watch your words. What do you do when someone says, "How are you doing?" What do you say? I called my friend and asked him how I was doing. He said, "I'm surviving." People often have a bad day these days. They declare that they're depressed. One bad day is enough to make people announce to the world that they're depressed. Do not use the word so easily. If you're low, say that you're low. If you're low, say that you're low. You would know it's only temporary, it's not permanent. Do not exaggerate your emotions beyond what you feel at the moment, since the words that you use on a regular basis become what you feel. So replace these words with these words. So replace "I'm feeling depressed" with "I'm having a bad day." Replace "I'm feeling depressed" with "I'm having a bad day." Replace "I'm surviving" with "I'm figuring how to live." I mean, you may not be at your deepest, happiest emotional state, but saying "I'm surviving" is a very defeated way of living life. Like, life is a blessing, and when you say "I'm surviving," you're saying that life is not happy, and I'm just surviving. Like animals survive. We are not born to survive, we're born to live. Don't say life sucks. Say it is difficult but doable. Don't say that word is a bad place. Say the world is a mix of good and bad people, because there are good and bad people in the world. So if you say the word sucks, you are labeling even the good people in the world with the label word sucks. And that's not fair. Don't say I can't do anything. Say this seems difficult but I'll figure it out. Don't say I can't. Say I can even if it takes time. Don't say life is a pain. Say life is a mix of joy and pain. It is on us to create joy. You see what I'm saying? You need to replace the negative vocabulary with a positive or realistic vocabulary. It doesn't even have to be a pretensefully positive label on a negative situation. You just have to be real. Be real. The words that you use, the sentences you form have an impact on how you see the world and what you feel about it. You need to choose words and phrases which make you feel good about yourself and your life. So be careful with your words. More importantly, when you're talking to yourself. Yeah. All right. Brilliant. So I think that was a very productive video, and this was about emotional health. Stay emotionally healthy. Remember that motion creates emotion. So when you're feeling low, you need to take a certain action to make you feel better, right? And motion creates emotion. Work hard. I mean, a lot. We can do a lot of things to feel better. So do whatever you need to do to feel better, and use the right words, because whatever you say to yourself, more importantly, affects how you feel. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye. Tomorrow we'll talk about next source of happiness in chapter 3. We're still in chapter 3 in the book. And the next source of happiness we'll talk about tomorrow is meaningful friendships. All right. Have a good day ahead. Thanks for watching the video. If you like the videos, please share it around. And we'll keep coming back with more stuff to make you happy. Um, yeah, I'm also doing a thought of the day video every day. Whenever I do this video, I do 2 videos at a time. So I'm also doing the thought of the day video, which talks about a new thought, which helps you learn something about life, right? So thank you. Bye.